Jack pushed open the door to his apartment, exhausted from another double shift at the spaceport. The familiar hum of the ventilation system greeted him, but something felt different. The air smelled sweet, like vanilla and something else he couldn't identify, something floral and alien. He froze when he heard soft whispers coming from his kitchen. "Are you sure this is safe?" a small voice asked. "Mom said humans are kind," another replied, slightly older but still childlike. Jack's hand instinctively moved toward the pulse pistol on his belt, but he stopped himself. Those were children's voices. Slowly he moved toward the kitchen doorway and peered inside. Two small figures sat huddled together on his kitchen floor. They were unmistakably alien. Their skin shimmered with an iridescent quality that shifted between lavender and soft blue. Large luminous eyes dominated their delicate faces and their hair moved gently as if underwater. Despite the still air, neither could have been more than the equivalent of 7 or 8 human years old. The older one noticed him first. Her eyes widened and she pulled her smaller companion closer. "Please don't hurt us," she whispered. Jack raised his hand slowly, showing he meant no harm. "I won't, I promise." He knelt down to their level, keeping his distance. "What are you doing here? Where are your parents?" The smaller one started to cry, soft musical sounds that tugged at something deep in Jack's chest. The older girl stroked her sister's hair gently. "Our mom is gone," she said, her voice barely audible. "The bad people took her." Jack felt his blood run cold. "What bad people?" "The ones with the red symbols on their ships," the older girl explained, trembling. "They came to our settlement on Kepler 442b 3 days ago. Mom hid us in the emergency pod and told us to find someone on Earth who could help. She gave us this address." She held out a small data chip. Jack recognized it immediately. It was Alliance military encryption. His mind raced. He'd been part of an extraction team that had rescued refugees from the Kepler colonies 6 months ago. There had been a Zerithian woman among them. Brilliant purple eyes, grateful smile, a xenobiologist studying human-compatible ecosystems. "Your mother? Was her name Lyra?" Both girls nodded eagerly. "You know her?" the older one asked, hope flooding her features. "I helped her get to safety once." Jack sat down fully on the floor, his heart aching. "What are your names?" "I'm Zara," the older girl said. "This is my sister Mary," Jack thought quickly. If Lyra had given them his address, she must have been desperate. The bad people with red symbols could only be the Crimson Syndicate, slavers and weapons dealers who'd been raiding the outer colonies for months. The Alliance had been trying to stop them, but they were always one step ahead. "Are you hungry?" Jack asked gently. Mary nodded, wiping her luminous tears. Jack stood and opened his refrigerator, pulling out some fruit and protein bars. He had no idea what Zerithian children could safely eat, but Lyra had mentioned once that their biology was remarkably adaptable. As they ate tentatively, Zara explained more. Their settlement had been peaceful, hidden, but someone had betrayed their location. The Syndicate attacked at dawn, taking adults for the labor camps on the asteroid mines. Lyra had fought to get her daughters to the escape pod, programming it with Earth coordinates and Jack's address, the one person she'd trusted from her previous rescue. "Mom said you were brave," Zara said, looking up at Jack with those impossibly large eyes. "She said humans don't give up on people." Jack felt the weight of that statement settle on his shoulders. He'd left military service months ago, tired of the violence, the endless conflicts. He'd wanted a quiet life. But looking at these two frightened children, he knew quiet wasn't an option. He pulled out his comm unit and scrolled through his contacts, stopping at one name, Rosie Chen, his former squad leader and the toughest woman he'd ever known. If anyone could help, it was her. The call connected on the second ring. Rosie's face appeared on the small screen, her short dark hair slightly mussed as if she'd been sleeping. "Jack, it's 0300 hours. This better be. I need your help, Commander," Jack interrupted. "I've got 2 Zerithian children in my apartment. Their mother was taken by the Crimson Syndicate 3 days ago." Rosie's expression shifted immediately from annoyed to alert. "Send me your location. I'm on my way." 20 minutes later, Rosie arrived with a medical kit and a tactical bag. She knelt down beside the girls, her stern features softening. "Hey there. I'm Rosie. Jack and I are going to help you find your mom." "Really?" Mary asked, her voice small but hopeful. "Really?" Rosie confirmed. She looked at Jack. You realize what you're asking for here? The Syndicate doesn't give up their captives easily. I know, Jack said firmly, but we can't just leave her there. Rosie studied him for a moment, then nodded. All right. I've still got contacts in intelligence. If Lyra was taken 3 days ago, she's probably being held at their processing station near Europa. We'll need a team. I can make some calls, Jack offered. As Rosie ran medical scans on the girls to ensure they weren't injured, Jack began reaching out to old friends, people who, like him, had thought they were done with fighting but would answer one more call for the right reason. Zara tugged on Jack's sleeve. Thank you, she said softly. Mom was right about humans. You really don't give up. Jack looked down at her earnest face and felt something reignite inside him, the reason he'd joined the Alliance in the first place. Not for glory or adventure, but for moments exactly like this, for the chance to stand between innocent people and those who would harm them. We'll bring her home, Jack promised. That's what humans do. And as Rosie began coordinating their rescue mission, Jack realized that sometimes coming home meant finding a new purpose. Sometimes it meant 2 scared alien girls whispering, "In your kitchen," and a chance to prove that humanity's greatest strength wasn't its weapons or technology, it was its unwillingness to abandon those who needed help. The mission would be dangerous. They might not all make it back, but they would try, because that's what made them human.